So today I am going to show you how to get this sort of Gwen Stefani, Return of Saturn, Simple Kind of Life inspired look. So this particular look is inspired by the Simple Kind of Life music video. There's a part, which is the bridge, where she looks like Aphrodite, Venus, goddess of love, with her beautiful long pink curled hair, and the makeup is really beautiful, and there's this like spacey star background, and she just looks so beautiful and dreamy. And this is basically my recreation or attempt at that. It's a little bit more inspired. I didn't want to do something too similar just because I feel like it could be a little bit more, it could be a little bit more. But it definitely has the feel, the vibe of it. And I have tiny little stars underneath my eyes, just little tiny baby ones. But yeah, it's a really simple look. I actually decided to work just purely out of, look at that, sparkles. I wanted to work out of just one single palette. These are the only colors that I use throughout the entire tutorial. Cheek products, I use this as cheeks, lips, eyes, everything. Just to show you that if you don't have a lot of makeup, or if you want something that's inexpensive, you can totally do an entire face with just one thing. But yeah, so enough of me rambling, and I will go ahead and show you how to do this makeup and hair. And just one more thing before we get on to the tutorial, I wanted to do a bit of a shout out, a spotlight to my dear friend Soli, aka Soli Stardust, right here. She just started her own YouTube channel, and I'm so excited for her. And since I know that you guys are really into vintage and retro makeup and hair, I figured that I have to absolutely introduce you to her on this channel. So you guys should definitely go give her a follow. Not to mention, you should also check out her Instagram. She creates these really beautiful conceptual looks. The hair and makeup are absolutely impeccable. Oh my god, she's just so beautiful. The editing is so cool. She is just full of so much talent, and I feel like it would be an absolute travesty for the world to not know this. So yeah, you guys should definitely give her a follow. Please show her as much love and warmth and kindness and support that you guys have shown me over here. My arm's getting a little tired. Yeah, she's just a sweetheart, and I'm really excited and happy for her. I always get super stoked when people that I admire kind of start on their own new ventures. And YouTube can be a little bit daunting, a little bit scary, and kind of hard to start up. You kind of get lost in the millions and millions of videos that there are out there. So yeah, you guys should definitely give Soli a follow, comment on her videos, show her some love. Okay, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. Now we can get on to the tutorial. So the very first thing that I'm doing is brushing through my hair, making sure that there are no knots or tangles. Next, I am taking a curling wand that's about a ½ inch to a quarter of an inch towards the end. And with the front section of my hair, I'm just going to spiral wrap it away from my face to kind of create that slightly feathered Venusian windswept inspired hair. It's just a really beautiful wave. I am doing the same onto the other side of my head, just taking a small section, spiral wrapping around the curling wand, holding for a few seconds, and then letting it go. And for the front pieces, I'm making sure that I am definitely curling these away from my face. I feel like it gives it a more of a windswept sort of look. And if you need a little bit of volume towards the top of your head, or anywhere you feel like you want a little bit more volume, just go ahead and give it a quick little tease and zhuzh the hair. Moving on to the face, I am taking a tacky primer, and I'm applying this all over my face. I am also taking a little bit of lip balm, something that's really moisturizing, just to prepare my lips. I am taking a flat concealer brush and a concealer shade that's a few shades lighter than my face, and I'm going to begin to carve out my eyebrows. So I'm tracing as close to my eyebrow as possible, and then using my finger to blend it out. I'm going to do the same thing to the top side of my eyebrow, but with a concealer shade closer to my skin color, go ahead and just trace as close to your brow as possible and then blend out. This is going to give your eyebrow a much thinner 90s look. Next, I'm just combing through my eyebrows and I'm taking a small angled brush and some brown eyeshadow, and I'm just going to darken my eyebrows just a little bit, just fill them in a touch, and I like to personally elongate the tail of my eyebrow just ever so slightly. And yeah, just fill them in. So now I'm going to take a foundation and I am just dotting a few dots on different sections of my face and using a dense flat brush to blend that out. Just a little warning, my skin has been incredibly dry and flaky, and I know that's sort of gross to hear, but it's just the truth. My skin isn't always looking amazing, so if you guys see some crusty skin, just ignore it. I'm sorry. So what I'm doing is just blending it all over my face. I'm using a damp beauty sponge just to try to press the product a little bit more into my face. But nothing could really salvage the dry crustiness. Next, I'm taking a loose setting powder and I'm just setting my entire face with the powder puff. And then I'm just brushing through my eyebrows one last time since they got a little bit of product in them. Next, I am taking a hot pink matte eyeshadow and this kind of like angled shader brush. And I'm going to work this color into the inner part of my eye, kind of just going down the sides of my nose a little bit, sweeping that up into my eyebrow at an angle. And with that same brush and shadow, I am also going to work this color on the outer corner of my eye, sweeping it towards the tail of my eyebrow, sweeping this into my bottom lash line just so that everything is connected. And what we're going to do is really blend out and blow out that color so it looks a little bit more windswept. I know I use that word a lot, but you just want it to kind of go up and out. I am taking a fluffy blending brush and I'm picking up a deep purple shade, and I'm going to further intensify the crease on the outer corner. What we want to do is build a lot of depth for this eye look so that it doesn't look too flat. Of course, I always add a little bit to my bottom lash line just to marry the top and bottom. And now I'm going to go in with a deep chocolatey brown, once again further defining and adding depth to the outer corner. Blow out the color. We're going to add a whole bunch of blush later, so it's going to look really nice. Next, I'm taking this like really pale pinkish bone color and a flat shader brush, and I'm going to apply this to my brow bone, and this is just going to blend everything nicely, makes everything look more cohesive. I'm going to go ahead and further intensify the pink on the inner corner. I guess this is really going to just depend on the intensity of the pink that you're using. Next, I am taking a small concealer brush and some foundation, and I'm going to carve the inner part of my eye, starting near the tear duct and going just a bit above the crease. But I only want to go about halfway across my lid. I don't want to carve out the entire lid. So go ahead and just fill it in and blend it out ever so gently towards the ends where the pink and the concealer meet up. And next, go back in with that brow bone shade we used and just set the entire lid so that it doesn't crease. I have this weird thing going on with my lid. I don't know if you guys see it. I have no idea what was happening with that, but we're going to ignore it. And I also just softened the color down the sides of my nose. Next, I'm taking this pinky purple metallic shade and applying this to the outer part of my eyelid and just a little bit over the halfway mark. Next, I am taking a small blush brush and dipping into that hot pink eyeshadow, and I'm going to start working this on the tops of my cheekbones, near the outside corner of my eye. I'm going to blend this up into my temples. You really just want to kind of contour and shape the face, but with this really beautiful hot pink eyeshadow. I really love wearing blush up near the temple and just really high up in the face. I think it looks really cool, really beautiful. This also helps blend out the eye. You can just like go over large sections of your eyes with some blush, and it kind of just makes everything seamless. I'm going once again down the sides of my nose, a little bit on the tip, some on my chin, just to kind of make the whole face look cohesive. And I'm just making sure that everything's blended. Next, I am taking a black liquid eyeliner and I'm lining my top lash line just very thinly. And of course, I'm doing a little bit of a wing. I don't think it's very accurate to what Gwen wore, but you know, I can't help myself. I love a wing. I am touching on my eyebrows once more, just darkening them up. Yeah. Next, I am just going to take a somewhat clean makeup brush and I'm going to blend that pink out just a little bit more towards the inner part of my crease. And I'm going to apply some white or nude eyeliner onto my waterline. Go ahead and curl your eyelashes. Apply tons of mascara to your top and bottom eyelashes. The top, you just want to coat the lashes. For your bottoms, though, you want to make sure that they're a little bit spiky, a little bit separated. You want to definitely have some definition there. Next, I'm going to just take these really spiky, separated pair of false eyelashes and I'm going to pop them on. And going in with that small blush brush and that shimmery metallic shade we used earlier on the lid, I'm going to go ahead and pick some of that up, apply that to my cheekbones, on the tip of my nose, the inner corner of my eyes. I'm using this as a really beautiful metallic highlight. And just make sure that everything is blended really nicely. I am going to try to salvage my dry face, so I'm spritzing some rose water glycerin spray all over my face and pressing that in with a beauty sponge, a damp beauty sponge that is. Honestly, this didn't help. It was a last-ditch effort, but you know, it is what it is. I'm applying a little bit more lip balm on my lips, and I am taking that like maroon deep purple shade and a little shader brush, and I'm going to go ahead and start doing my lips. So about that, honestly, I wanted to try using just one palette for this entire look, but I really would suggest that if you want a more refined looking lip, to just use some lip liners and actual lip products instead of this. But basically, I am just applying a kind of like purpley pink all over the lips, and then going around the outer corners with that like deep chocolatey brown, so that I got, you know, that 90s lip liner, no lipstick sort of look going on. And then taking some more of that pink and tapping that onto the inner corner to try to light, or not inner corner, but the inner part of the lips to try to lighten it. I repeat, just use some lip liner and a lip product. Please don't do it like this. This was such a bad choice, but you know, it is what it is. If you do this though, you're gonna have to clean it up, so just take some concealer and a fine liner brush and just go around the edges to make sure everything looks really crisp and defined. Here I am trying to lighten up the center a little bit more with foundation. Once again, last ditch effort of me trying to salvage the lip. So yeah, just use actual lip products. Don't be like me, because I'm a dumb bitch. Anyways, I'm going to take these cute little star sequins and I'm going to dot some lash glue on the bottom part of my eye, just centered, and applying the little stars because it's kind of cute and very Return of Saturn. And this is it for the completed look. Although the steps kind of seem really involved, I do consider this a bit of a simpler look to do. Simple, get it? Once again, I know I mentioned it in the intro, I tried to work from just one single like makeup palette, just because like this is really inexpensive. I feel like you probably have like some of these eyeshadow colors in your collection already. They're pretty common, they're not anything too special. If you don't have like a pink eyeshadow, you can go ahead and dip into a pink blush. It'll look a little bit more softer, but still kind of give you the entire vibe. But yeah, this is just a really fun look. Ever since I went pink, I have been dying to do some sort of like Gwen Stefani Return of Saturn inspired look. I fully planned on having shorter hair at this point in time, and I wanted to do like one of her feathered hairstyles, but as you guys can see, my hair is still long. So I was like, you know what? She has really long, beautiful hair in the bridge of The Simple Kind of Life. And so let's just go ahead and like try to recreate that look. Of course, mine is more of a loose interpretation versus like accurate recreation. But I feel like if you walked around with this makeup and even this hair, that people might get the, you know, reference. Maybe not, I don't know. I don't think it's that like obscure, but who knows? But yeah, this is just a really beautiful look. I love when blush is just like attached to your entire eye look. It's very like late 70s going into the early 80s, Guy Bourdon. Like it's beautiful and I love it. Something that I'm not used to doing is bringing eyeshadow really deep into the inner corner of my eye and sweeping it down the bridge of my nose. I feel like that can look really, really severe, although I guess for this look, it doesn't really matter. Like, it's okay to be a little bit out there. But yeah, the only thing I probably would have done different is use actual lip products. But to be honest, I did not feel like going through the bottom of my makeup drawer to try to find the lip products. So I tried to work out of the palette as well. If you have a little bit of lip balm and eyeshadow, you can always mix your own lip color. So just a little tip, although it's not really practical. So if it's for something like long-term during the day, wouldn't recommend it. But if it's just for a look, one-time thing, yeah, it should be fine. I feel like I'm talking in circles. It's been a while since I filmed, and I always feel a little bit like out there. So yeah, that's basically it. I really love this makeup. I think it's really beautiful. Going back to my cowgirl hat, tell me, isn't this kind of like Coyote Ugly, right? Like, move over Piper Perabo. I should have been in Coyote Ugly. And I also have this like little, can't see it, but it's like all you can hear is the chair moving, but it's like a corseted looking satin top. It's really trashy looking, and I feel like it suits that kind of look, but I wore that with a cowboy hat and I liked it. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this outro. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will leave a list of all the products that I use down below in the description box, along with a whole bunch of other different links if you guys are interested. Thank you, and until next time, bye.